Yo guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the October Blu-ray collection update, since last month was October, about 4 days ago, as of filming this today on Thursday the 4th of October. Hoping to have this go out tomorrow on the 5th of October, before maybe a Sunday video again. Yeah, so this month was kind of, I would say, big in just Blu-ray numbers big. Yeah. So hopefully November won't be too big. Yeah, we'll be right back. Yes. So the way that I'm going to pull these out of this box beside me is no specific order. It's just how I placed them in the box. I'll tell you where I bought them from and if I've seen it or not. Yeah. Yeah. So the first three that I'm going to pick out is Knives Out from Rian Johnson, which came out in, I think, 2019, possibly. Yeah, Netflix has announced sequels to that movie, which I'll say I have only seen that movie once, so I kind of can't make a full review or tell you about it, because, yeah, watched it when it was out in cinemas 2 years ago. I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's like my favourite movie of all time, but I'll give it a rewatch and see if I like it more. So the next one is a surprising favourite for me of the ones I've watched this month. It is Boss Level with Frank Grillo and Mel Gibson, which to me, Boss Level works. It's I don't know, that makes sense, yeah. It's just about basically a guy who wakes up every day where he's the same guy, but it's a time loop thriller, basically. Yeah, it's like Groundhog Day, kind of, but with action and some comedy thrown in. Yeah. Really enjoyed this movie. I've heard that there's rumours of a secret ending that the US has had on Hulu or something, where can't explain, but yeah, it's something, there's 2 alternate endings for some reason. Yeah. So the next movie is probably one of the most racist / just everything is wrong about it, but it's bloody hilarious. It is Team America World Police. This movie is, I don't know. Let me say, if this movie was made now, you would not be seeing half of what's in this movie. Yeah. So, just to let you know, this was made by the South Park people, who is Trey Parker and Matt Stone. This movie is not for kids, even if you think, oh, it's puppets. It's not. It's a brutal MA-15 plus puppet. I think there's also some sex in it. I really enjoyed this movie, but just that it is wrong, but it's good. Yeah. So the next couple are Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen, Sigourney Weaver, and Alan Rickman. This movie is perfect. I wouldn't say perfect. But I held off on this movie for so long because I didn't think it would be good, or because if it's kind of a Star Trek-esque parody thing, I wouldn't think. I'm a fan of Star Trek, but I was like, do I really want to watch this? And I was like, when I watched it, I was like, yes, this movie is hilarious. It's real good. Yeah, if you can watch this, watch it. You don't have to be a Star Trek fan or not. Yeah. The next is the most recent James Bond movie, Spectre, or for me in Australia, we haven't had No Time to Die release yet. So Spectre is the most recent James Bond movie. As you can see, it's still sealed. I haven't watched this yet, but I think since No Time to Die in Australia comes out on the 11th of November, which is next week. I will hopefully try and watch all 4 Bond movies before I watch it. Yes. I've heard it's like not as good as Skyfall, but it's still what you expect from a Bond movie. So the next 2 are kind of movies that I wouldn't have exactly thought to have picked up, but they seemed like kind of good action movies. So the first one is Unleashed with Jet Li, Bob Hoskins, and Morgan Freeman. That was my horrible impression of him, but yeah. So I've never heard of this movie. It just seems like it's an Asian kind of martial arts an action movie. Yeah, so I enjoy action movies, so I'll watch that. And it's got Morgan Freeman in it, so why not? Yeah, so the next one is Payback with Mel Gibson, which once again, I have not seen this before. I looked at some reviews of it. It's not the best, but it's an action movie. What do you expect? Yeah, Mel Gibson in his prime, or like 80s to the early 2000s, was good movies from him. The last movie out of this one is Collateral Damage with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, which, you know, I'm an Arnie fan. This is an Arnie movie. I can't say much about this again, but I am intrigued to watch this. Yes. Still about another 30 to go. I think I'll just try and do most of them now. Yeah. So, I'm going to try and quick knock these out as quick as possible. Push, starring Captain America himself, Chris Evans, which this is a superhero movie, or it's considered one if you go on the Wikipedia. Yeah. Which this kind of seems cool. I just can't think of it. Yeah. So I'm keen to watch this and see if it is good. The next one is once again a Mark Wahlberg movie, which this one was from a cash converter store, which I mentioned in my last Blu-ray update video. This is like a place where you can take your thing, like your guitar, your Blu-ray player, or your even movies, or even like this stuff you see behind me. They will give you something for it, or give it to them, and then they will sell it on. Yeah. So this is Shooter from 2007. Probably not many more Mark Wahlberg movies I need that I want. So heard it's one of his gooder movies. So yeah, keen to watch that. It's Wahlberg, so I will probably like it. The next one is once again from Cash Converters again. It is Public Enemies, which I will say this movie isn't my typical type of movie that I would pick up, but my brother kind of said, it looks good, we'll pick it up, watch it, and go from there. Yeah, it's got Christian Bale, Johnny Depp, Billy Crudup, Stephen Lang, Marion Cotillard? Didn't mean to butcher that name, sorry. Yeah, so it's Johnny Depp, so what do you expect? Something good, hopefully. The next one was probably the most surprising pickup of the month, maybe. It was the Toy Story 3 movie collection, which this would have been before the Toy Story 4 came out. Yeah. I've kind of really enjoyed all of the Toy Story movies, even the 4th. Excited for Lightyear next year. Yeah. So I kind of wouldn't say I grew up with these movies, but I remember watching all of these movies like early on in my childhood. Yeah, so I'm keen to get around to them again. Hopefully I remember them like I did. Yes, The Day After Tomorrow. Haven't seen it. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it. Dennis Quaid. Ian Holm, directed by the guy that did the original Independence Day. Yeah, I can't say much about it. It's from Cashies again as well. So yeah. Most of these are from Cashies this month, but yeah. American Sniper, which is a true story about Chris Kyle, who is a SEAL. He's like in the army or like that situation. I don't know much about it. I'm sorry. But yeah, I've heard this is good. Bradley Cooper plays like the role of his career. It's directed by kind of Western / action star in his heyday, Clint Eastwood. Yeah. Once again, thought could be good, so let's pick it up and watch it. The next one is something that I really enjoy every time I watch it, or like watch the series as well. It is the Simpsons movie. I'm a huge fan of the Simpsons. I guess a shit ton of people around the world are. Yeah. So this movie surprisingly works on big screen, because like sometimes you have series or television shows that move to the big screen and don't work. This movie surprisingly works. Yeah. What can I say? It's what you expect from a Simpsons movie. Yeah. Can keep going back to that and I'll be entertained every time. Flatliners. This is the 2017 remake with forgot his name. It's Elliot Page, which this was before he transitioned from Ellen Page to Elliot Page. Yeah, I don't know that. It's like good, congratulations on good. Just I don't exactly know what to say, but yeah, good job that you. And I'm happy that you're comfortable in your own skin now. Yeah, so I enjoyed this movie when I watched it back in 2017, but I did kind of get I would say a bit scared about it. I just think because I was less I'm not the biggest fan of like horror thriller movies, but I thought I did enjoy the bits that I like most of the movie. Yeah, so let's hope it doesn't come back around. I will try and probably pick up the 1990s original with like Keith Sutherland, Julia Roberts. I don't think it's Julia Roberts. It's someone. Yeah. So that's considered a sequel / remake to the original. Yeah. The next one is probably one of the most, in my opinion, one of the funniest movies of the year. It is Free Guy, which this stars the main man, Ryan Reynolds. So this movie is basically where Ryan Reynolds is a bank teller in a video game who discovers that he's actually a background character, but he wants to become the hero, which he basically rewrites it. Yeah, you've got Jodie Comer, Lil Rel Howery, and Taika Waititi, while it's directed by Sean Levy, which this movie is hilarious. You don't have to be a fan of video games or anything to really enjoy this movie. You just have to watch the movie and tell me what you think. Yeah. So the next one was one that I've seen on YouTube and stuff, like people talking about it. And I heard this was coming out a couple years ago, which it did. It is Gunza Kimbo, which it's another kind of video game-esque movie where Daniel Radcliffe, who is, who is most known as Harry Potter. This is like a movie about where he gets guns attached to his hands and, yeah, he has to try and kill some people, this will be a fun ride, something different for Radcliffe, so yeah, I'll enjoy it. And Samara Weaving, who played, I think it was Thea in Bill and Ted. If it's not, it's Billy. Yeah. So that seems to be a good movie that I see everyone suggest it. The next two were last day of October pickups, but I think I discussed picking up some from like someone earlier. These two were from Facebook Marketplace. Yeah, it is Lost in Space, the 1998 movie version, because currently, or there was on Netflix, a series version of this. Yeah. So I'll say I haven't seen the 60s TV show either, but I've just, the bits and pieces I've seen of this movie look really good, because it was on free to air probably, I'd say last week maybe, and I watched a bit of it there, and I was like, let's see if someone's got it on Blu-ray somewhere, and picked it up. Yeah. So I'm keen to rewatch this movie in the future. It's got Gary Oldman, William Hurt, Matt LeBlanc, Joey from Friends, Mimi Rogers, Heather Graham, Lacey Chabot, who plays like the little kid, and it's directed by Stephen Hopkins. Yeah, I'm excited to rewatch that. The second last movie is Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Volume 1, from 2014, which this is, once again, a 3D copy that, you know, I'm a fan of 3D movies, Marvel movies, Mark Wahlberg movies, basically, yeah. I really enjoyed the first Guardians, and the second. I had the first Guardians on normal Blu-ray. I thought, if someone has it on 3D Blu-ray somewhere, I will try and pick it up, and I did. Yeah. Keen to add this to my 3D Marvel collection. Yeah, there's going to be Guardians 3 out in maybe 2023? Yeah, May. So the last one is, once again, a surprising one to me. It is the Oceans Trilogy, which has Oceans 11, Oceans 12, and Oceans 13. Yeah, which, let me say again, I haven't seen any of these Oceans movies. I just hear that they're good, that there's a female Oceans 8, I think, which I might pick up in the future, just because I'm a kind of like to collect movies. Yeah. I've heard of what these movies are. I think they're trying to rob casinos, like at different casinos at the same time, like simultaneously. Yeah. So I've heard these are really good. So I will probably watch these in the future. Yeah. Thank you. So, yeah, I know it stars Matt Damon, Brad Pitt, George Clooney. Yeah, so that's like a massive trio of stars, and then you've got Don Cheadle, you've got Anthony Garcia, and then like, yeah, you've basically got a lot of good actors in this from the early 2000s, and Julia Roberts as well. Yeah, so we'll be right back. Yes, so thanks for watching this video, guys and girls. If you enjoyed this sort of video from me, you can click the little red subscribe button down below, but I'm not forcing you to, as I've said in probably nearly 100 or so videos or something. Yeah, I would really appreciate it if you do, but I'm not forcing you to. Yeah, so see you next time. See ya.